All right, so good afternoon, everyone. Here today, not only on my behalf, first of all, but also of my colleagues, Ilias, Kanellos, and Danae Tsabouraki from ATC, who could not be with us today. And the work I'm presenting is the product of our collaboration, and I'm glad to share it with you. So I work for ATC, a technology company based in Athens. Proud to be member of the European Digital Media Observatory, in its mission to address disinformation, and our role is to support fact checkers across the network with platforms, with tools, with special projects such as the one that I'm going to present to help also citizens understand better disinformation and respond to falsehoods. Now, the project I want to very briefly, of course, present here and share is about moving beyond individual debunks and all the way up to narratives. And EDMO, again, the European Digital Media Observatory, the body of the European Commission to tackle disinformation, has gathered already around 17,000 fact checks until March 2025, which is an extraordinary resource. Arguably, the problem is that a single fact check cannot tell us what we really want because it only tells us about a specific claim. They analyze one claim per fact check, and that's a problem when you want to go beyond that and find what's the narrative. So what we have done, and our aim is to see the bigger picture, uncover what kinds of disinformation narratives exist across countries, across platforms, and to do that, we first get into embeddings. Think of these as mathematical representations, of course, of text that allows us to group together similar texts to cluster effectively thousands of fact checks into meaningful groups. And then comes the step where large language models help, and we ask specifically Llama. Yes, we do ask Llama to generate disinformation narratives at different levels of abstraction, starting from level 0, where we are still at the level of a false statement, and then we gradually increase the similarity threshold. And the model begins to group individual claims into broader and more general narratives. And by the time we reach the last level, the level 10, instead of hundreds of scattered fact checks, we have a handful of concise, I would say, concise, higher level narratives that show us the underlying disinformation campaigns that are ongoing. So this is a process that gives us a structured way of zooming in and zooming out of the problem. And that means also we can identify not just what is being said, but how thousands of falsehoods are connected to one another. Of course, there are limitations. The most prevalent, in my view, is that no matter how sophisticated the clustering of the clustering is, or the modeling work is that the context really matters, and we cannot answer key questions like in this instance, a man urinated in a supermarket. You know, what is revolving around this? Who is the man? Is he an immigrant? Is this a portrayal of, or an implication of immigrants being antisocial? We don't know. So these are key limitations that are being addressed by asking real life journalists to provide with predetermined. And that's the continuation of the work will be journalists providing the narratives, and then we will be linking the fact checks of the corpus under these new categories. So we invite you warmly to visit us tomorrow at room A06 for a more lively representation, visual representation of all of these findings. And we hope you find it useful. And I thank you for the invitation and for having me here in Syros. Thank you.